Okay.
Hello, everybody. I'm like, I clicked Therese off guard. I clicked the live button and she was like,
Ready. I'm ready.
surprise, we're ready.
We'll vote. I'm ready. It's all good.
It's all good. It's all good. You know, I'm a little discombobulated. I got back from Wisconsin late last night and things are going on, but we are here. I made it. I have my cup of cacao in my cute little mushroom mug from Pam. So thank you, Pam.
Aw, I got mine from Cheryl. Thank you, Cheryl. We're doing a little Vanna White here.
Yes.
Good stuff.
I also want to talk about, so, you know, when I go to Egypt, I get all kinds of pendants. Like this was my special gift to myself in Egypt this time. I saw, and it was actually positioned this way on the temple wall in Abydos. But I saw it and it just like really caught my attention. And then I had to ask our guide, like, do you know the symbol? What does it mean? Yeah. You know, part of what intrigues me about it is it's like 10 infinity symbols.
Yes.
But he said the symbol is called Sa, S-A, Sa. And it's a symbol of protection. And they strung it on
my fave.
Lapis lazuli beads. Yes. And you know, but while I was there, I acquired other pendants, like your amazing I'll bring it with the Isis wings and the Eye of Ra on it.
Yes.
And you know, I got Ankhs and Jeds and Sekhmets and I don't know, other stuff I can't remember right now off the top of my head. But a few people have acquired them, and I always get good feedback from my malas and fun stories about things that people have manifested wearing them. And but I just have to say, like the Egyptian ones, there is something extra, just extra.
There is.
And
I teared. I have to tell you, I teared up. I mean, you know, because you gave it to me. But when you gave it to me, I held it in my hand and I was like, "Oh my goodness!" And I could feel so much with it, and tears just started streaming down. It was beautiful. So
yeah,
I just the
metal ones that I have, I took them all because they were small enough. So I had them in my bag, and I took them in the temples with me. So every temple that I visited after I got it, those pendants went in the temple with me. The ceramic ones, not so much, because I didn't want to be like overweighed down walking into these temples. But you know, they're handmade by Egyptian artisans, and you know, so they're crafted from the materials there, and it's just like it's different. You know, you can go online and buy an Ankh on Amazon if you want.
Sure.
But it just doesn't have the same energy.
Nope.
And so anyway, I'm just putting it out there. Like, if you don't have your Egyptian mala from me, reach out and we'll hook you up and we'll craft the perfect one for you. I haven't been good. Normally I post like what I have available on Instagram, and I've just been running nonstop. I just got back from my dad's 80th birthday up in Wisconsin, which was amazing. I feel so lucky, so blessed to be able to celebrate his 80th. You know, especially my mom only made it to 65, and never in a million years did I think that was going to happen. But so each birthday we get to spend with him is a big blessing, but also just seeing like how good this man is doing. He's so healthy. He doesn't take any pharmaceuticals. He still hunts and does all the things. So
wonderful.
That makes me very happy.
God bless Dad. God bless Dad. Good.
Mm-hmm.
Happy to hear that.
So, and what's interesting is, you know, I was there with my brother and his family, my niece, my exchange brother came in with his wife and son from Mexico City. And we definitely had a lot of interesting conversations today. Like, I love and go and pushing my woo-woo button, my I'm the crazy one in the family button. But it was so fun having these conversations with them and, talking about, how much we're all programmed, and we run these programs and we believe these things based on what we're programmed. So I'm excited for our topic today.
Me too.
And excuse me. But, so the title of this episode is You're Not Stuck, You're Running a Program.
Yes.
And even thinking about it as we were coming on, I'm like, yeah, there's still a ton of programs I'm running in, even though I totally understand and can observe them. Like, none of us need to beat ourselves up. Like, it takes some effort and some work to change these programs, to see them. Like, a lot of times we're running programs that we don't even know that we're running. Those ones, how do you change something that you don't even know is happening? But then once you find the program you're running, like the work that it takes to change that programming, some of them are easy and some of them are not. So looking forward to having this conversation here with you today. And just like last time, the polls, they were fun. Like, people were responding last time. So I made more polls again. And we'll put them out as we go through the show. And
we'd love to hear from got a couple.
We'll see what everyone has to say. I am, oh my goodness, Mohammed, my Egyptian guide, is listening out there.
Ooh, hello, Mohammed.
Yes. I don't know if he was on when I was talking about my sa, but I'm wearing it and loving it. He was the one I had to ask, what is this? And then he told me, and then I forgot, and I had to email him back and say, I forgot what this was called. Remind me. And that's par for the course. Going to Egypt, there's like 50 million things.
So much to learn.
So anyway, on to the topic of the day.
Yes.
Running programs.
Programs.
So I'm kind of like, okay, how much detail do I need to tell everybody? Like, do you understand what we're talking about, or are you clueless and I need to fill everybody in?
That would have been a good poll, right? But I think just a little bit about programs is good. So it's like patterns of behavior that we're programmed to do our entire life. And I mean, I could just give you one example just to get on track. Is when I was young, I've got a Catholic background, big family, and we had a lot of traditions and things that were always taught to us to do. So
I'm going to ask you to talk louder too.
Oh, can you not hear me?
Yeah.
I
mean, we hear you. You are just quiet, and I think part of it was because you're far away from your mic. So
yeah, I'll go closer. Thank you. Sorry for that. So, growing up Catholic, I think some of the old patterns that I did, and this is something I worked on in therapy in my 39th year. I did it for a year of full-on therapy. And, some of the old patterns of growing up in a big Catholic Italian family was, we're all going to get together at this time, do this kind of like dinners, and whether it's Sunday gravy dinner, whether it's Easter holiday or Christmas holiday, and all the things that we had to do to prepare, and what the women had to do, and how we clean up, and how we people please, because that was a big one. I had to break out of that little habit. But that was a big pattern that I learned from my mom. Especially, it's like everybody's got to get along. Everybody has to be pleasing everybody and be, in harmony with each other, and how to create that perfect holiday dinner. So that's something that was an old pattern that I really did work on kind of reframing what it means to me and what it means to me to express myself during a holiday. And that's just, and I know I don't want to get too forward, but that's a big habit and program that I had to break out of. It wasn't easy because when you have a family system, there's a dynamic there that you have to, break away from and individuate and live that authentic life that you were meant to do. And sometimes our adult years is when, it presents itself to get on with it. You could do this, have a little courage. So, that's something I've done for a long time and I'm still working on it. It's not perfect.
Yeah. And what I do want to say too here is that like basically everything that we do, everything is based on the program that we're running and what society, what our families, what our friends, what our work, what our education, like all of these things programmed us to believe that things were supposed to be done a specific way. Yeah. And so this will show up in our relationships and family. It shows up in money. Yes. It shows up in our choices we make around our health and our body. Yes. Sometimes it shows up in our emotions and how we respond to things. Like, do you respond the exact same way to everything that comes at you? Mm-hmm. All of these, it's like we are programmed and we make the choices that we do based on the programming. And so I think the big question is always, does this program serve you? Are you making this choice out of free will, or are you making it based on just, this is how it's always been done. This is how I should do it. You know how much I like shoulding. Yeah. But even the fact that we're coming on and we're doing this podcast, like this is coming out of a programming that podcasts are good things that you should do to promote yourself when you're an entrepreneur. And okay. Mm-hmm. And, we're drinking cacao because somewhere I've found the program that cacao is a heart opening medicine and I drink it to support that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so everything is programming. It's just, can you choose the programs that you want to run and eliminate the programs that you don't want to run?
Yes.
And so just having this conversation, I'm going to throw our first poll out to our audience. And just now that we're talking about it and you can kind of see it, where do you notice patterns repeating the most in your life?
I love it. Relationships, money, health, and body. I love it. And I think, for me, it's a big relationship one. I'm not going to poll, but there's my 2 cents. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think relationship, like you said it, when you form relationships, whether it's friendships or intimate partnerships, and let's say you go through a time in your life where you're going from a partner to the next partner, to the next partner, to the next partner. You're dating somebody, it's going real well. And then, all of a sudden it doesn't go well and you have a breakup and you feel terrible. It's like, did you look at what happened in that relationship so not to repeat the pattern in the next relationship? So I like that one because I'm practiced at it.
Once you start to recognize the programming, it definitely makes it possible for you to then choose something else.
Yes. And that's true. It's not just, okay, I'm aware of it, but what did you do differently? Right? What are we doing to change it? When I read the topic, this is one of my favorite things. I say it all the time. Okay. Well, what is it called when we do the same thing over and over and over again, but we expect a different outcome? Insanity.
Was that Einstein?
I don't know. I wish I knew. Anyway,
someone will correct me in the comments if I was wrong. But yeah, how We all do that sometimes.
Yes, for sure. So
But
I like that.
but typically when that's happening, it's because you're just running the program and you don't have
Correct.
any awareness around it. So that's what I love about this, is bringing it to the awareness, because I hope like this inspires you in the future to go, oh, wait, am I choosing free will here, or am I just operating from programming?
Right. Yes.
And a program that I ran for a long time, and maybe you can agree with me a little bit, since we're both divorcees, but but I was single, I think, for 8 years after I got divorced. And part of it was because I was running this program that there's no more good men out there. All the good ones are taken. And, if there are good ones, they don't live anywhere near me to make it possible for me to meet them.
Yes.
And so even though, yes, I found the story changed once I changed my belief system and did something about it. But, like if that's the program I'm running, of course, no one is going to show up. Men are horrible. There's no good ones out there. The good ones that are out there are already taken. So change that relationship. I think, since we are talking about relationships, like let's also talk about friendships. And something that people, it's almost like they take friendships as seriously as marriage, like till death do us part with friendships. And I've had this conversation.
Wait, what do you mean? You mean you're not death till we part?
Well, we're different. We're different.
Okay. I was going to say, wait a minute now.
But are there, so back to, in my sessions, I have this question with people, like people start to recognize that friends no longer align with them, but they're like, but they're my friend, I have, and no, there's no rule that you have to stay friends with your friends forever. Like friends can change. It's okay. And, and I'm sorry if any of you are listening out there, but there have been friends that I have eliminated from my circle just because they just weren't in alignment with the direction that I was going with my life. And it's okay. Like that's a program that I have to stay friends with my friends. No, you can change your friends. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one for relationships, because there's a lot of relationships, a lot. And, that said, and yes, people come in and out, and we know for a season, for a lifetime, we have all these descriptions of how people stay in our lives. And, if it is a season, what did that season show you and serve you? And yes, for friendships, they do show you a lot about yourself, right? We're learning about ourselves through relationship. And when we do grow and change, are they growing and changing with us? Or are we constantly doing this that, when you say they're not in alignment, I like that word, because it's like, are they supportive? Do they, and they don't always have to be agreeable with everything you say, but do they support the best in you? Right? So that you can grow in the direction that you want to grow in with friends that do support you. And I think that's a big thing. And the same thing goes for intimacy, right? Your intimate partner. They should be there supportively and understand and help you to be the best version of yourself.
I call it relationship math. 1 + 1 in relationship should always equal more than 1, meaning me by myself equals one thing, you by yourself equals one thing. But when we come together, like you make me more than I am by myself, and I make you more than you are by yourself. So when we come together, we're more than 2.
Yes. I love that.
Like if the relationship doesn't feel like that,
yes,
something needs to shift. Like either you need to let go of that relationship or have a heart-to-heart in that relationship and shift it.
Right. Shift it. Exactly.
money is like the next topic on our poll there that we had asked about. And so, I think like a lot of common, when you think about things that people say, money is the root of all evil. Well, no, it's not. But if you're operating from that mindset, programming, that's how it's going to show up for you. One that I think is really, especially coming from the Midwest, like we were so programmed that you have to work hard to make money. You have to work hard to succeed. And there's one thing working hard, but like there's hard and then there's hard. Yes. And, like nowadays, like people spend more time working than what they spend living. And I don't think like that's what we're meant to do. No. And so can we change that? Like, it doesn't mean, I guess you could run. I know there are people that are running the program that I can be lazy and get rich. Right. Maybe I can learn to run that program. I don't know. But I've broken a lot of the programming that was given me along work and what that's supposed to look like and how you're supposed to make money. And, I know I've pissed a lot of people off along the way because, yes, to receive the services of Julietta, she has to be a physical therapist. She has to take my insurance. She has, like all of these things. And when they weren't in alignment with me and what I'm doing and shifting, I pissed a lot of people off, and I'm sorry. But I also, this goes back to, you were talking about that people-pleasing program. And if I'm investing all my energy in pleasing other people, I'm not going to be around long to please them. Right. So we changed that programming. And for the better. Do you have anything to add around the money topic?
Yeah, for the better. I mean, because I've known you for so long and I saw you transition, I want to say that kudos and congratulations, because you were exemplar in this, stepping out in a courageous way to live authentically your life and to offer something to the people that came for healing to you, something that you've always done it. It just gave you some freedom to do it the way you wanted to. And therefore you were better. You were more in alignment. You were more relaxed. You gave more of yourself and kind of you channel your work. That's the best way to put it. So it gave you the freedom to do what most people do not. They stay running the program of that PT world, and honestly, are we living to work or working to live? And when you have to work, to make that money and you're killing yourself doing so, it is time to look at what are you going to change? What are you going to change? Do you want to run yourself into the ground? Every time I get up, it's like, am I, back to the grind? Am I back to the grind? Because if that's truly what it is, it needs to change. How am I going to make money? And, I know we've had conversations about this because I sometimes like, am I done with teaching? I want to move on. I want to be that entrepreneur. I want to make my own work fun and always, happy. It doesn't, that's, sometimes in la la land a little bit, but I want to be happy while I'm working. So if I can't bring happiness to my being when I go to work every day, which I usually try to do, then it's time to let go. And it's hard. It's hard not to have that paycheck coming in. I have to wrap my head around, this is my old pattern belief of having, that paycheck every 2 weeks. I need it deposited and I need to see it there. And, so maybe that's something I have to work on, so, but that was always taught to me.
I think you, two big things that you've brought up here is, being able to choose the programs that you're running on is freedom, in all, it doesn't matter what area of life we're talking about programming in, but having that awareness and making different choices is truly a gift of freedom. And, the other thing that you mentioned, like one of the big reasons that so many of us stay stuck in the program is because it feels safe, it feels secure, like it's known. You know, when you step out of the programming, you're stepping into the unknown, which can feel scary.
Yes.
And
it's true.
You know, it's a choice, you know. Yes, making new choices, going different directions, doing things that other people haven't done. All of that is scary, but that's the only thing that creates progress and change. And so at some point, it's funny, on the plane coming home yesterday, for a little while, I was watching this, like a documentary on wildlife in the Americas. And one was these, I think they were wood ducks. And so the mother actually lays the eggs in nests that are very high up off the ground. Like I don't know. I even want to say it was like 30 feet, something ridiculous.
Wow.
I mean, over 10 feet off the ground. And so these little chicks are born, and then they get to jump out of the nest. Like they don't even really have wings yet. You know, this is just, they get to launch themselves out of this nest way up in the air, and they just like fall to the ground and bounce and go on their way. But like
taking a leap. Woo.
That is like a total leap of faith. But it's like the mom goes first, she shows them how it's done, and then she's down on the ground, and it's like, you know, this is it. You either join us or you stay up in that nest and die. So take your pick. And so they do. They all just launch themselves out. They, you know, the bravest one goes first, and there's always the one that goes last because he's the least sure. But it's like, all right, 5 others are down there waddling on the ground safely. I guess it's okay. Here we go. But yeah, like taking that leap is scary.
It is.
Freedom is what's on the other side of that.
Right.
Health and body, like obviously that's a big one.
Yeah.
And one that drives me absolutely crazy, and one of the ones that I am in the space that I am right now because of me not buying into the programming. And I know it's hard, and like sometimes I try and like share what I know with people, and yeah, a lot of them just think I'm crazy, but I've seen too much to get that in health. We are just running programs, and, you know, and someone else is deciding what is the right way. And then when you look and see the results of people making those choices all the time, and that it isn't as it seems. So, you know, my bottom line is you get to decide and make your choice until that doesn't work for you anymore. And then you can decide something else. And, you know, it's also, you know, my healing work, like recently I've started calling it like program interruption. So like you come to me and you're running this program that my back hurts, and my back hurts because I did XYZ and blah, blah, blah. And so you just run this program. And what we're doing in these sessions is just interrupting that program so that you can choose to run a program that serves you and your well-being better. And, you know, I think that there are many different ways to disrupt programs. And, you know, I've explained this to a few other practitioners of other modalities. And like when I've like explained it to them, they were all like, yes, like that's exactly, you know? And so, yes, you can go the Western medical model and have them interrupt a program for you. But then there's all these programs that go along with the other programs, and, you know, like the programming of side effects and, you know, and looking at like a program that's pretty much running steady in this country right now is that if you are 50 or older, and maybe even younger, it's expected that you will be on a pharmaceutical.
Mm.
And when you're not, then they're like, what's wrong with you? Let's send you to jail, directly to jail. Don't pass go and collect $200. But, you know, my 80-year-old dad does not take a single pharmaceutical.
Yeah, that's amazing.
He recently went to he has to go to an annual wellness check to keep his insurance.
Right.
And he's like, I felt like the doctor was mad at me because he couldn't find anything wrong to give me a prescription.
I love it. I love it.
He makes other choices.
Yes.
Chooses other programs and runs those programs instead. And I'm like, and keep running those programs, Dad.
Exactly. He has your support, which is fantastic.
Yes. I don't know that he always has my brother's support on this, but I'm working on him.
Oh, yeah. I know.
So I'm just going to throw up the next poll here and just see, like, you know, I'm curious, those listening in, have they ever thought about this concept before? And, you know, those that have, is this something that you've, and I feel like the choices didn't come out right.
I see 2. Awareness versus change.
You know, so the question is, like, you know, is this something that you've already, you already have awareness of and that you're working on it? Is this a new concept to you? So you're just kind of becoming aware. Is this, I've been aware, I've made some changes, but I still find myself dropping back into my old patterns.
Yeah.
And, you know, and it's one of those, like, don't beat yourself up for it. You know, like I said, I'm still running programs. I have programs that I'm aware of that I've shifted and then, you know, like dropped back on. You know, like looking out there, like addictions are a big one for people.
Oh, yes. That's a hard one.
Smokers, they stop smoking for a while, and then something triggers them and they go back to it. Like, you know, even that, like, the program runs is that smoking's bad for you and smoking causes cancer. But then in indigenous communities, tobacco is the most holy plant that there is out there. And that's how you pray. And so, you know, like changing, which program do you choose to run on this? And, you know, so I used to, oh my God, like, because of the programming, I was so anti-smoking. I could smell smoke from 10 miles away. And my opinions of people who smoked was just like, oh, they're uneducated, they're bad, they're like all of the things.
Yeah. And about things. Yeah.
I've released that. I've, you know, fully, completely released that. You know, now what I want for you is, like, for it to be a conscious choice that you're making and not a pattern that's running you as opposed to you running it. You know, things that we do, we need to do it from a place of empowerment.
Yes, absolutely.
Go ahead.
No, it's a hard thing to do. You know, sometimes we don't know what the new choices look like, or we're, you know, we feel stuck because we only know what we know. But how about, you know, looking at the way other people live, looking outside the box, looking outside Western medicine, looking outside the work environment that you are in, looking outside the family system or the relationship. Because if you only know what you feel stuck in, then how do you know there's another choice? So that just, you know, it just enlightened me a little bit when you were talking. It's like, how do people know what sits well with them if they don't explore other options? You know, if we always go to the doctor for the same thing over and over again. So, you know, like, I always think of my mom. Mom, don't kill me for always bringing you up. But, you know, it's like, all right, I gotta go. So actually, something just happened, a real health and wellness thing that just happened last week. She had a swollen ankle and she had bites. And I said, okay, well, come on over. And I think you're having an allergic reaction. We'll do some manual work. No, I got to go to the doctor. I got to go to the doctor. I need medicine. I need medicine. You know, and so she stuck with it though. She stuck with it and she healed, and it only took her 2 days. I mean, sometimes it requires a little patience, but it's like, try something different, try another avenue, another road. If somebody introduces you to something that, hey, this is what worked for me, sit with it a minute, see if it kind of resonates with you. And it's maybe a choice or a step you want to take to try it out in your own life. You know, because I think change requires, what is that new choice? Make the new choice. Don't go back to the old choice and the repetitive pattern, but try the new choice and then repeat that new choice. Right? So,
and I think, a lot of this also requires us to tap into our intuition.
yes.
Which we all have, but the programming works so hard to shut down our intuition, so we don't even know that something else is possible. We're just, because our third eye has been like blocked.
Yeah. Yes.
We can't see anything, but it is very possible to awaken that intuition and let it guide you and let it show you. And I think you were saying, like, sometimes people are like, I don't know what other choices out there. Mm-hmm. Even just sitting and saying, universe, God, source, creator, whatever you want to call that, I don't know what to do here. Mm-hmm. Show me some other choices.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah, that's when you ask for support, and you'll be amazed. Like, you have to throw it out there, and then you have to keep keep your eyes open, keep your senses open. Because sometimes I laugh, like, sometimes you'll see someone, like, the other option is like right in front of them, and they keep passing it, and they're like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And it's right there. It's like, if it's a snake, it would have bit you. Right. you know? And so if we throw that out there and sit and listen and be open to receiving other possibilities, they will come to you.
Absolutely. It's the noise that we have to shut out. You're 100% right. It took some practice in my life. I mean, we're older. We're the same age, actually. But in my 20s, it's like, how much did I shut everybody out, shut the noise out, and sit and ask source, God, creator, these things? Yes, I was taught to pray as a Catholic and get on my knees and pray the Hail Mary and the Our Father. But did I ever sit? Did I meditate? Did I ask for answers in a way that I was receptive? So I'm glad you're bringing up the spirituality component of this. That is so very important for people to understand and then practice it, because it really works. This is how we operate now. This is how you and I do it, and a lot of other people in our community and the people that we know. It's like, this is how you live authentically who you are. And I know it takes some time to learn who you are. I get that. And I feel like at least over 35, it's like you got to take until about your mid 30s to really get who you are, so that you can become courageous and own what you feel is truly yours, because you've got to do a little living. It just doesn't come like that. So, for those of you that are in that age bracket, I think this will come a little bit easier to sit with what's directly coming from your spirituality and source. So,
and I will say, because of the work that the generations before us, our generation, I do see in younger generations more openness and awareness than, say,
yes,
like when we were younger. My spiritual journey began very young compared to most. Like, I remember in my 20s, like, women in our age were like, oh man, I wish I was as aware as you are when I was your age. But when I was my age, like, the people this is why I was with these older people, because most of the people my age that time did not have any awareness. But from what I see and from what I hear from others, that awakening and awareness is starting at a much younger age now, which is wonderful. So hopefully that will help us create the shift that we're hoping to create in the world out there.
Yes.
I do want to put it out there for those listening. Like, if this is something that interests you, but you feel like you need support along the way, through Body and Soul Ministries, we have a cajillion ways to support you in that. And, there's something happening almost weekly. But a really big thing that Doris and I have coming up is we have a one-day retreat coming up on May 17th. And I just put a QR code up there on the screen. Like, if you want to dive in and join us for a full day of deep dive into looking at the programs you're running and getting support on how do I shift this programming? How do I tap into something new? So this will be down in the Fort Lauderdale area. Obviously you could fly in from someplace else and go to this. But it is a one day. It's going to be a full day event from 8 in the morning until 5-ish, when we finish.
Whenever we finish, it's going to be fun. So we'll just, yes.
Yeah. So, that is a wonderful option, especially like if you're looking for something like maybe an intensive jumpstart. And the other thing that I'm offering, because there is an audience out there that's listening to us that isn't local to Fort Lauderdale. And starting in June, I'm going to be doing an online 6-week program. It's going to be 90 minutes once a week by Zoom, Wednesday evenings. And it will be another opportunity to dive a bit more into this programming, start remembering who you truly are so you can take your power back and realign yourself around that, and then radiate it out into the world. People that come to me all the time that they want to change this person or change that person. And the only way you change anybody outside of you is by changing yourself. That's the only way to do it. I even just recently, someone was like, oh, I was expecting this person to I'm like, if you're expecting someone to change, whether that be, a life partner that you're looking to be with, a friend, a boss, if this person has to change for your life to be okay, you're in the wrong spot. And your only hope to change them is to change you.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And there have been, I have seen situations where I don't know that I want this person in my life, but wait, let me change me and see what happens. And sometimes they do turn around and things become beautiful and wonderful. But if you're in a situation expecting someone else to change, good luck.
Yep, exactly. Exactly. And that's how you take your power back, because you're not powerless anymore when you have your own autonomy and control about what you do for yourself. So instead of focusing on what you can't fix and who you can't fix, work on yourself. That's the power in it.
Woo!
Good close. We'll see it.
I feel like we talked a lot today.
We did. Good.
But yeah, and we'd love to hear in the comments, did this waken up anything for you? Or is this something you've already been in the process of, already had some awareness of? And how's it going for you? And we also, I don't know everything. I don't think Doris claims to know everything. So I love when people share, and that's the world is my space of learning. And so share what you got with us so that we can learn and grow more too.
Absolutely.
So, you got anything else for them, Doris?
No, I'm just happy to be here. Happy to have these conversations. It's always enlightening. And I look forward to who wants to comment and who wants to share. Because there's Pam. She's sharing something. Thank you, Pam.
Beautiful about this community is we are all one. And that's
We are. I love it. My favorite. Unity. Thank you, Pam.
Yes, absolutely. So, all right. I think today's show is a wrap. And it's fun doing our shift here. I was like, all day, I was like, yes, it's Wednesday, but I have podcasts today. So, everyone out there, yes, we are live at 4 on Wednesdays now instead of Tuesdays. And we're here to get you through hump day.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. Hope it worked.
Yes. All right. So thanks for listening, everybody. We'll see you next week. Have a magical day.